Hi guys, my name is Joe Gannon and welcome to my YouTube channel where I create videos every single week to help you to maximize your LinkedIn content. Today's video is going to be all about understanding the LinkedIn algorithm. So the LinkedIn algorithm is a mystery to many people and we're going to kind of tackle this mythical beast once and for all. So this video includes all of the resources that I found online, so blog articles, other videos. I've compiled it all into this one video. Our content is more likely to be shown to new audiences when our content is favored by the algorithms. And this goes for all social media platforms, not just LinkedIn. This video is also part of my LinkedIn crash course. The link to that is in the description box below. The LinkedIn algorithm is a machine and it's really important to understand this. LinkedIn have not hired thousands of people to check every single piece of content that gets posted. Of course, millions of pieces of content get posted every single month by LinkedIn users. It wouldn't be possible. An algorithm is simply a set of well-defined instructions that a computer follows. It's not possible for LinkedIn to manually look at every post. So you could create the best content, but it's not a person who reads that content and thinks, wow, this is incredible. More people need to see this. It's a machine. It's essentially a game that we have to play. We have to follow set rules of what the platform are looking for our content to be shown to more people. We don't really need to use hacks. We can use organic, natural ways of creating really good content that the platform wants to see because we know what it's looking for. And then our content will be favored, our profile will be favored, and more people will be landing on our profile, understanding what we do. So if you're a content creator, more people will see your resources. They head to your other social media platforms as well. If you're a business, you're getting more eyes on your products and services to build up an audience that you can educate, and then eventually in the future, they'll be clients of yours. So all social media platforms rely on an algorithm to do the hard lifting for them, to instantly disregard spam content which they don't want to see on the platform, and for all content to pass numerous filters to judge the quality and to judge how that content might perform. Across social media, every platform has different algorithms, but there are similarities. And this makes sense if we see platforms like Instagram and TikTok, which have had incredible growth. It makes sense for platforms to look at what is working and to kind of copy different traits and different factors that algorithms look for to ensure that people spend more time on the platform. So let's look at LinkedIn for what it is. LinkedIn is a business. It's important to remember this. LinkedIn can only operate if it's making a profit, and it's in LinkedIn's best interests to have more people on the platform and crucially for each person to spend more and more time on the platform. The reason for this is that if someone spends time on the platform, they'll be exposed to more of the advertisements, the ads that are being shown to them. Businesses and brands pay LinkedIn to be able to reach new audiences so they can tailor who they want to reach, and they pay the platform to be able to reach these people. So it's LinkedIn's priority to keep you on the platform. And remember this, because this is going to be crucial for this video. If your content, your activity, and how you engage in the platform keeps people on LinkedIn, it keeps people coming back. For example, you're having great conversations with people and they're replying back and you're having a conversation. This is actually making people log into the app and log into LinkedIn. They'll be exposed to more ads and LinkedIn are going to benefit. Throughout this video, you might hear me talk about organic reach and paid reach. So very simply, organic reach is when your posts, your content reach people without you having to put money behind it. Alternatively, paid reach is when you've actually put money behind it, you've defined a budget and you're paying for ads to reach new people. So all content platforms at the start, when they're trying to grow, have very high organic reach. Now, if we think about what LinkedIn are trying to achieve, they're trying to get more monthly users, more daily users, and more people using the platform and spending time on the platform. That makes a lot of sense. If you can create a post quite easily and you see a benefit from doing so, for example, it can reach lots of new people outside of your target audience, you're going to be encouraged to show up on LinkedIn more. You're going to have more conversations, you're going to post more content to see those results amplify. It's probably fair to say that most people don't use LinkedIn as their daily app that they log into. I do, but I'm probably a bit weird in that sense. So by creating content on platforms like LinkedIn and TikTok, it's low-hanging fruit. Your time and effort is more well spent by creating content on a platform where it's easier to reach people outside of your network. In the contrast, it's harder to start on platforms like Instagram, for example, which is more competitive. If you wanted to talk about productivity on Instagram, there's so much content out there and it's a lot harder to be known for. It's actually the case that it's already an installed habit for most people in most age demographics to log onto Instagram, to log onto Facebook every day. The platform is no longer trying to get new people onto the platform, it's already a habit. This is why organic reach has declined on these sorts of platforms, and the focus for the platform is more about paid reach. They want it to be even more appealing for businesses and brands to set aside budgets for paid reach to reach people. It's very hard on Facebook and Instagram to reach new audiences. It takes a lot of content, a lot of time to grow an organic following. It's important to realize that when you spend time on the platform, you're essentially training the algorithm about what you want to see. I'll talk more about relevancy and interests later on in this video. But essentially, you want people to be engaging with your content. If you can get people to like and comment on your content, if you're chatting to them over direct messages, you're signaling to LinkedIn people whose content you want to see. On the flip side, if people are liking your content, you're giving them value, they're leaving comments and they're messaging you, rest assured your content is appearing in their feeds more and more as LinkedIn has highlighted you as a creator that they want to see. It's apparent on LinkedIn right now that if someone stops engaging with your content after seeing your content in their feed several times and they've not engaged with it anymore, LinkedIn will simply stop showing your content in their feed. This happened to me recently where a friend reached out to me and he'd asked if I'd stopped creating content because he hadn't seen my content in weeks. What had actually happened was I'd been posting every single day, but he stopped leaving likes and comments. So LinkedIn stopped serving up my content to him. This explains why when you log into the app, you typically see the same people over and over again whose content is immediately served to you. As we spoke about earlier, LinkedIn knows that you usually engage with these posts. There's a high probability that you're going to engage. So for example, your favorite creator uploads a 2-minute video and you usually watch to the end. LinkedIn will show you the content from that creator consistently because that means you'll spend another 2 minutes on the platform. Besides, we all buy products and services from people we like, know, and trust. So this is why it's essential if you are a business to understand the LinkedIn algorithm and to know the ways that you can get your content consistently served up to the right people. So whilst occasionally platforms do lift the lid on what they're looking for and they do tell us to kind of nudge us in the right direction, a lot of the information online is guesswork. Of course, we can look at the data of our own content, but it's much better to look at a macro view and to see what the algorithm seems to favor over a larger data set. Thankfully, LinkedIn has actually been pretty transparent with its algorithm, which does make sense as it fits with their best interests. If people know how to create content that is favored by the algorithm, chances are they're going to be benefiting and showing up more. Most people though don't do the work, and 99% of people don't look about the algorithm and don't think about reverse engineering. And like I said, they just hit and hope their content will land with their target audience. And over time, they'll get disheartened that they're not seeing the results that they expect or feel like they deserve. According to Pete Davies, LinkedIn Senior Director of Product Management, this is the mantra which summarizes the LinkedIn feed. He says the feed is about people you know talking about things that you care about. In other words, LinkedIn prioritizes our personal connections and our interests. So the content that we post is shown to people who have signaled to LinkedIn that they want to see our content, that they're interested in what we talk about. On top of this, LinkedIn tries to suggest people that you should follow based on what they think that you might like. LinkedIn want to prioritize showing you relevant content, and LinkedIn want to promote engagement. They want to show you content that you will engage with because you are then more likely to enjoy your time spent on the platform. So your feed on LinkedIn is not chronological, which is different, for example, to Twitter, where your feed is actually full of real-time updates. It's a chronological feed. There will essentially be a time where LinkedIn have to look at quality control. If there's too much noise and people aren't really having access easily to the best content on the platform, then there will become a point where less people spend time on the platform. So there's a common timeline which all social media platforms go through. At this point, LinkedIn will have to show people the best content, and that will favor businesses and brands who have teams and can push out high quality content in high volumes. You only need to think about Instagram, for example, a really saturated platform where you're usually just showing the best content. So the most beautiful picture of an island or somebody who's absolutely ripped, for example. These posts get the most engagement, the most likes, the most comments, and it's the content that you'll see in your suggestions. So what happens when you post content on LinkedIn? What does the algorithm do? So very simply, when you hit post on LinkedIn, your content will be shown to a small data sample. So basically your content will be shown to, let's say, 10 people. LinkedIn will then measure the engagement of these first 10 people. If the majority of the first people who see the post do engage, this will signal to the algorithm that it should show that content to more people. If you pass this test and your content does get good engagement, your content will be shown to more people. This also explains how content can go viral, because if you've produced something with high value, maybe it's inspiring, it's a really high quality information piece, or it's entertainment and 9 out of 10 people engage and leave a comment, LinkedIn will just want to show this to more and more people, because it means that more and more people will enjoy the content, they'll probably watch to the end, and that means they're spending more time on the platform. And of course, LinkedIn want you to enjoy the platform as much as possible, because that means you'll keep coming back and back. It is marketing 101, but if you can tell stories, if you can write content that is emotive, if it does bring out a reaction in people, they are going to be more likely to comment. And that engagement will signal to LinkedIn to show that content to more people. So to round up this video, I want to give you some quick fire tips on what to remember about the algorithm going forward when you're creating content on LinkedIn. As you can read on LinkedIn's engineering blog, dwell time is a new measurement by LinkedIn to understand the quality of your content. Very simply, LinkedIn are now judging how long someone stays on your content for as an indicator of quality. So if you write a text post and someone clicks see more, that's a signal of intent to LinkedIn. And if you stay on that post to indicate that you're reading the content, you're enjoying it, that's a signal to LinkedIn that it's a high quality and your post will be shown to more people. This is why we should look past vanity metrics of just likes and views. Because for example, someone could see your text post in their feed and scroll past it, but that will count as a view, as a view of a text post is more like an impression. Alternatively, to get a view on a video, you have to have watched a video for more than 3 seconds. This is why videos typically get less views, but I would argue that they're actually high quality views and potentially more accurate. Next up, early engagement is really important to get on your posts. As we mentioned earlier, your posts are first shown to a set amount of people before they're shown to more people. So if you can get early likes and comments on your content, this is a signal to LinkedIn to show it to more people. People try and manipulate this, and I would recommend that you don't do so. The best ways to get early engagement is to post your content at optimal times. A great way to authentically get more early engagement is to simply engage with other people's content. If you want an engaged audience, you simply need to engage more and to become a part of the LinkedIn community. If you're always showing up and leaving insightful comments and supporting other people, they'll do the same for you. It's best to do this and to not look for engagement pods and other growth hacking techniques to artificially get quick likes and comments on your posts. It's most important to get authentic engagement in your content. Besides, if you use artificial methods and you do get results, you're only going to get results when you maintain that. It's important to know your baseline engagement rate so you can improve and create better content to best fulfill your audience. Another really important point mentioned in this video is that comments are worth more than shares. Optimize your content to get comments, not shares. And if you want people to share your post, for example, you're a business looking to hire someone, ask people instead to comment on your post instead of sharing it. This will help your post be shown to more people. The people you send direct messages to are an indication on Instagram to whose content you might like to see. It makes sense that LinkedIn's algorithm would work in a similar way. So make the most of the best part of LinkedIn and build meaningful relationships with people. Reach out to people, ask them questions, ask them how they've created their content, ask them about their career experience and if there's anything you can help them. But it also means more and more people will engage with your content because you're engaging with theirs. It's also best to tag people and businesses in content if there's a chance to do so. This encourages the people that you tagged to check out the post and then most likely leave a comment if it's about them or if it's relevant for them. It's also following best practices of LinkedIn of using the right amount of hashtags and using their features, which I think is always best practice because if you're using hashtags, you're essentially promoting that feature to other people. They can see that you're using hashtags. My last tip on how to optimize your content based on understanding the LinkedIn algorithm is to not use external links. As we spoke about in depth earlier, LinkedIn is a business and they want to keep people on the platform. Therefore, it makes a lot of sense from their point of view that if you include an external link, so for example, you write your post and you include a link to your personal blog or your website or a YouTube video, LinkedIn's algorithm punishes these posts and they'll get significantly less reach. If you've done this before, you would have seen this for yourself. So play to LinkedIn's best interests and do not send people away from the platform. You have two solutions for this. You can include the link in the comment section and write an initial copy that the link will be in the comments, or which is my favorite method, is to post a bit of content without a link. Then when it's published, press edit and add the link in there. The reason why is because it appears that LinkedIn's algorithm only looks at your content when it's first posted. Therefore, if you jump in and make an edit, you can add a link in which the algorithm will not have seen. This allows you to create content which can have a clickable link to direct traffic elsewhere. So thank you so much for getting to the end of this video and understanding about the algorithm. My personal opinion is that if you are showing up on LinkedIn, you're interested in creating content, you may as well take the upfront time to learn how to optimize your content, to play to the algorithm, and to make sure your content can be seen by more people. If you're taking that time already, you may as well reap the rewards. It's invaluable to hear your guys' feedback, so if there's anything you've learned in this video, I'd love to hear it in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.